Our Market Monitor guest tonight says the American consumer is guiding his investment strategy and where stocks go from here. He's Jim Lowell, Chief Investment Officer with Advisor Investments. Jim, welcome back to Nightly Business Report.
Great to be here.
Let's start talking about your consumer theme. So we've seen a lot of the consumer numbers recently have been on the positive side, but talk us through your thinking about the consumer and the impact on the stock market.
So we've been fairly bullish on the U.S. consumer year long, and anytime we've seen significant selling in the markets, we just go back, cross-check the fundamentals of income, spending, savings, the availability of credit. And for a consumer-driven economy, so long as the U.S. consumer is faring relatively well, we've had great confidence that the economy too would fare well, as would the markets. We continue to feel that that's the case going forward, at least through year end, if not beyond.
Consumer spending, I think the number today was a little soft. Doesn't worry you at all, does it?
Not at all, down 0.2%. Yep. That's a September number that comes ahead of the holiday spending season. And of course, income was up 0.2, so you even had an offset despite the fact that it's a backward, not a forward-looking number.
All right, so let's go down some of the stocks that you're recommending that go along this theme. Apple is at the top of your list. Tell us what your interest is there.
Well, brand power par excellence continues to drive that stock, and I think will drive that stock price higher. When you looked at its last round of earnings reports, we saw nearly 40 million iPhone sales sold, and really only a week and a half of those sales were related to the iPhone 6. We saw 5.5 million iMacs, their desktop equivalent, sell, really a stellar number. They now have the highest level of desktop market share since 1995, and we think that everyone was worried about Apple not being able to innovate its way to higher profits. But what the iPhone sales and what the desktop sales tell us is that Apple's doing fine with its core business. That sets the stage for a consumer continue to buy more of their products, being net good for the stock.
UPS had a stumble last holiday season. You don't expect them to repeat that, do you?
Well, I don't. And as a matter of fact, today they announced they expect an 11% increase in December sales. But add into that the factor that gas prices have gone down demonstrably, 25%. That's always good for their bottom line. So if they think top line movement is going to be better and their bottom line is improved measurably thanks to the fall in oil prices, I think UPS has set the stage again for a fairly good rally towards year end.
All right, and your third stock pick is Visa, and we know that this week Visa was just doing fantastic. It closed today at $241 and change. If somebody were to buy that stock today, how much upside can they expect?
I would say that of all these stocks that I'm talking about, I expect a 5 to 10% run by year end. Visa, in particular, is what consumers turn to when they're buying their Apple products, when they're doing their holiday spending, and then they turn to UPS to have those goods shipped. So I think that all three correlate fairly well to the U.S. consumer and the ongoing strength therein.
You're covering all the bases there. Do you think Visa faces any threat from this growing mobile payments? But I guess the mobile payments have to be processed by somebody, and it might as well be Visa, huh?
Tyler, I think you're exactly right. We also know there's some stress and strain in terms of the alternative currencies, whether it's Apple Cash or the currency, which has yet to actually be delivered. Those will sort themselves out. But for me, the big propellant behind my belief that Visa goes higher from here is still that I think the U.S. consumer heading into this holiday spending season is going to be a little bit more merrier than some may be forecasting.
Well, we'll leave it on that very positive note. Jim, thank you so much. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. You too.
Jim Lowell with Advisor Investments.